Hello, fellow motorcycle riders, travelers. Here's another video that has nothing to do with it. A friend of mine, Eric, has a lawnmower and they make a device called a GrassFlap. And he asked me to, some of them, GrassFlap, looking at other YouTube videos, they have no drill bolt kits for certain models, but not for all, like this one here. So I looked at where I can mount this. I thought about mounting it right here, but it's really close to this arm that controls, a hydraulic arm that controls the steering, so that we don't want any interference here. And there's a plate right here and you can't really get your fingers in here to put a nut on. But over here, there's enough room. I think I can reach around here. I think I can get a socket back here and hold that nut to put this on right here. That's really the only place I can put it, maybe right there. So I'm gonna get a piece of tape and take this off and mark it. I should have multiple cameras set up, but to do a job and film it all at once, and he needs it by Monday, it takes a lot longer. It really does. So what I want, I think just to make it look good, I want this edge to be line up with this, kind of cover up that hole and put it about right there. I'm just going to make a mark, if I can, right here. And there, you can barely see it. And then I'm going to take the square. That's not enough edge distance, so I'm going to have to move it over. I'm going to move it over. Make sure I'm going to move it over a ½ inch. Like that. Now I can line it up and draw that line. That's where the slots are. I don't know if y'all can see what I'm doing. Then I got to measure the distance between here and here, and then find a good place to put the two bolts. So let me do that. Let me see what I come up with. Okay, so I marked it at the best location I can, and you want to reach your hand up in here to make sure you can grab it, which I can, barely, if I don't break my wrist. And I measured a ½ inch from here up, a ½ inch from here down. And it's gonna sit just like that. That's the best we can do, really. They didn't leave you a lot of options. And then the cable will run down and go through that hole. We'll route the cable after this. So now I'm going to drill it just like before with a pilot drill and then a 3/8 inch diameter. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. And remember to use oil when you drill these. So there are the holes, and
I don't know if you can see it, but it lines up. So I'm going to put the bolts in. Then put the nut, trying to get a nut on there. Do like this. As you can see, I have the bolts. The bolts are on there, and you gotta twist your hands. You're gonna have to lay down and get a wrench on it. You want to make sure you use a wrench with the bit side out. Put it on the back of the head. Kind of a. And I have this. It's a 1/2 inch. I believe it's a 1/2 inch. I'm going to give it a few wraps with this thing, just to make sure. It's tight now. The nice thing about this is this can't get in places this can, but this will definitely deliver the torque. This one does pretty well, actually. Bushing. It has another bolt that goes through here. So to hook up the pedal cable, you take the boot off. Take this first nut number 1 off. Slide it back till the cable goes through the little groove. Comes back up. Put the nut back on. I'm not going to tighten it down because we gotta adjust it, and then put the boot back on. Then you have a clevis, they call it. I think that's what they call it. You slip it over the ball. Slip it over the ball. This is really self-explanatory. And you have 2 pins. You have a big pin and a small pin. The small pin goes on the door, the big pin goes on the pedal. And you want to put the head side on the groove side. That way the cotter pin goes in the hole in the back, which you can't see, and then you open it up. We'll show you that later. I'm not going to open the cotter key up yet, in case I got to take it off. Let's go to the door side. So over here we have this, and this needs to be tightened down. And I don't have the right wrench. It's over there. You want it up kind of high. Temporary, tighten it down. That looks good. Same thing, take the boot off. Cable goes up. This goes in. And this one, put the little rubber boot on. The cable. What I did do, I took my oil can, held these cables up and put a few drops of oil down this hole, holding it straight up, and let some oil get down in this cable, especially near this end, so it helps lubricate it. So this one here, the head of this pin needs to be on this side so it doesn't interfere with the spring. You put the bearing in. Here it is, a little bitty bearing. Put it in the hole. Pull this up. Line it up. Put your pin in. And of course, your little bitty cotter pin that goes in here like that. That's how it looks. That's how it works. Put the spring on. They said get some channel locks and pull it. Good grief. And they're supposedly pull it, put it on this thing right here. That's how it goes. What I'm learning is you have to adjust this thing up and down to get it to open and close. So let's, that didn't work out too well, did it? You got to get some needle nose pliers and hold this cotter pin like a so, and then just bend it over. You can bend it with your fingers. It's not a, I think if it was mine, I would probably replace that with a shoulder bolt eventually, because I don't think that cotter pin is going to rust and it's going to come off. I don't think it's going to last, but that's what they give you. But this here, when you adjust this up and down, it allows it to do like this. Then you press on the pedal again, and it closes. That's what I'm doing. It's just, that's this, undo this nut and move it up and down till you get it right. Then we'll pin the cable somehow. And we'll be done. So I got it to work. So what you do is you step on the pedal and push it, it'll swing up, the spring will pull it up, press on the pedal again, and it will swing down. It works. There's my dog. She decided to come in here and join me. Probably heard her barking outside. So what I did, you probably can't see it. They gave you these wire clips. So I put one in there with self-tapping screws, and I put a wire tie wrap on that one. They gave us some tie wraps too, so I used that. Over here I did that. You can see the wire clip and a self-tapping screw, and it comes down and it connects there, which you've already seen. So it works. Now I just got to put the cover back on and that sticker. The reason you want to pin that cable up high, you can see right here, you can pull that pin and you can raise this deck up and down. So you don't want that cable getting caught in these pulleys. That would be a catastrophe. Let's put the cover back on and drive it out. I've never drove one of these. That's going to be kind of fun. And drive it back out and back to give it to Eric. Job finished.